Welcome back to Blood Moon Episode 3. Viewer discretion is advised. Victory didn't feel like victory. Kai walked alone through the sleeping city, hands in his pockets, hoodie pulled low, his ribs still throbbed from the duel. Every breath reminded him how close he'd come to losing. He had earned the right to exist. That was all. No clan, no allies, no protection, just space. Which meant he was vulnerable. He could still feel eyes on him. Not obvious. Not loud like Iron Fang. Subtle. Measured. Moonveil, a bottle rolled across the sidewalk behind him. Kai didn't turn. He kept walking, his senses extended outward slowly. Breathing, listening. 2 heartbeats on the rooftop to his left. 1 behind. 2, synchronized to be coincidence. Assassins. He exhaled quietly, of course. The streetlight above him flickered. Then it shattered. Darkness swallowed the block, and they moved. The first attacker dropped from above, blade aimed for the back of his neck. Kai twisted at the last second. The blade sliced fabric instead of flesh. He grabbed the attacker's wrist mid-landing and slammed him into a parked car hard enough to dent the hood. Before he could follow through, the second attacker struck from behind. A thin wire whipped around Kai's throat. Moonveil specialized in silence. Kai dropped his weight instantly, preventing the wire from tightening fully. His fingers hooked under the line, claws barely extending to avoid slicing his own neck. The third attacker emerged from shadow and drove a short blade toward Kai's kidney. He shifted partially, just enough. The blade struck hardened muscle instead of soft tissue. Still hurt. Still burned. Kai spun violently, dragging the wire holder off balance. He slammed his head backward into the attacker's face. Bone crunched, grip loosened. He tore the wire free and lunged toward the knife wielder. But they weren't brute fighters like Iron Fang. They flowed backward, coordinated, disciplined. The first attacker recovered and swept Kai's legs. He hit pavement hard. The third attacker kicked him directly in the ribs right, where Iron Fang's champion had cracked something. Pain exploded through his chest. Vision flashed white. They were targeting weakness. Moonveil didn't overpower. They dissected. Kai rolled as another blade stabbed downward, carving sparks from concrete where his head had been seconds earlier. He was losing ground. 3 of them, all calm, all efficient. His breath grew ragged. The wolf stirred, not in rage. In warning, they intended to kill. No spectacle. No announcement. Just erase him quietly. He couldn't outfight them human, so he stopped trying. The shift rolled through him fast this time. Controlled aggression. His spine lengthened slightly, muscles thickened. Vision sharpened until the world fractured into detail. Fabric fibers, pulse beats, sweat droplets in air. The assassins hesitated. Half a second. Lunged forward instead of back. He closed distance before they could reset formation. Claw met forearm, steel clashed against bone. He twisted one attacker's arm violently and felt the joint dislocate. No scream, Moonveil discipline. The other 2 attacked simultaneously. 1 high, 1 low. Kai jumped, planted a foot against a brick wall, and kicked off midair, spinning over the low blade while slamming his heel into the high attacker's temple. The assassin staggered but didn't fall. Impressive. Kai landed in a crouch, breathing deep. "You lost your duel," one of them said calmly. "I won. You disrupted balance." "Good." They attacked again, faster. This time they aimed not to kill, but to maim. A deep slice across his thigh, a stab toward his shoulder. One nearly caught his eye. Kai let instinct guide him fully now. He stopped thinking in words, started thinking in movement. He trapped one attacker's wrist and deliberately allowed the second blade to graze his side just enough to bait overcommitment. The moment they leaned forward, he surged, full hybrid, claws fully extended, fangs visible. He roared, not in fury, but in dominance. The sound shook windows. The nearest assassin faltered. That hesitation cost him. Kai tackled him into the brick wall with brutal force. Dust exploded into the air. He pinned the assassin's forearm with one claw and snapped the other arm backward at the elbow. Still no scream. Moonveil truly believed in silence. The remaining 2 retreated to opposite sides of the street, reassessing, calculating. Kai stood between them, chest rising heavily. Blood ran down his leg. But he was still upright. Why? Kai demanded. You are destabilization, one replied. You are not clan, and that scares you. They didn't answer, which was answer enough.
Ass!
The two remaining assassins exchanged a glance, then moved together. Faster than before. No hesitation. Kai braced. They attacked in perfect synchronization. One feinted high, the other spun low, aiming to sever his Achilles. Kai leaped, but midair, a fourth presence entered. A blur from above, Silver Lotus. The rooftop observer landed between Kai and the assassins, deflecting both strikes with fluid precision. Enough, the Silver Lotus wolf said calmly. The Moonveil assassins froze. This wasn't panic, it was politics. You interfere, one said coldly. I observe balance, Silver Lotus replied. And this is not balance. Tense silence stretched between them. Finally, the assassins withdrew. Not defeated, not broken. Simply postponed. They vanished into shadow. Kai remained half-shifted, breathing hard. You were watching, he said to Silver Lotus. Yes. You let them attack. Yes. Rage flickered in Kai's eyes. Why? To see if you deserve to survive. Kai almost laughed. So that's what I am now. Entertainment? You are potential. Silver Lotus corrected. Potential is tested. Kai slowly retracted his claws. Pain from his injuries returned in full. Are they done? He asked. No, Silver Lotus said calmly. Moonveil does not stop until balance is restored. And what does balance look like? Silver Lotus met his eyes. Either you join a clan, or you prove strong enough that killing you costs too much. Kai looked down at the blood staining the pavement. I guess I start proving. As Silver Lotus disappeared into the night once more, Kai stood alone under the moonlight. The city looked different now. Not home, not battlefield. Something in between. He flexed his fingers slowly. The wolf inside him felt less like a stranger, more like a partner. Moonveil had made their move, which meant war was no longer theoretical. And somewhere behind all this, someone was pulling threads. The prophecy was no longer a whisper. It was pressure. And Kai could feel it building. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.